The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development. With a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives, at The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
It's 3 simple secrets to gain and retain your dream team. Let's see. Aaron is a CEO of Building a Legacy International, a firm dedicated to working with high-achieving leaders who want to transition from leading followers to leading leaders. I love that. Leading followers to leading leaders. And for over 15 years, Aaron has been training and developing high-performance leaders from major corporations, small businesses, and nonprofits with proven tools to enable them to gain and retain their dream clients. His goal-oriented outlook on life, along with his passion for helping leaders reach their fullest potential while building healthy relationships, is why Aaron has become the go-to, in all caps, for leading leaders. Aaron resides in Dallas, Fort Worth, of course, with his wife, Monica. Over 23 years they've been together, and his daughters, Ashlyn Joy and Ava Faith. In his free time, if he gets any, he enjoys playing golf and making memories with his family. So why don't we just cue that a little bit earlier, and we'll play this. It's a 40-minute video. Then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap up our day. So you guys are very excited. We're doing a red carpet on the main stage here in about 30 minutes. So if you guys want to get on and say hi to anybody, tell us what your experience was, just go over to the main stage. Your link will be in your email. If you registered, you guys would have gotten that link, and just come over and say hi. I'll be on the main stage, and Crystal will be right back here. We'll wrap up the night of the 3-day Best You Miami version of this Expo 2021. All right, guys, keep watching. We're going to watch this video right now. Enjoy.
Joining me today, as today I'm going to share with you 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain your dream team. Have you ever said, if only I can improve the communication with my team so that there's less confusion and we get better results? If so, this will be the most important information that you hear all year. I'm going to invite my associate, Richard, to come, and together we're going to do a demonstration. What we're going to do is that we're going to do this demonstration. And Richard, I want you to think of a number between 1 and 5. And don't tell me what the number is that you're thinking. I'm going to think of a number between 1 and 5. And whatever number it is that we're thinking, I want you to shake my hand according to that number. And I'm going to do the same thing. But wait, I'm going to count to 3 before we start. And do you already have your number?
Yes.
Okay, I have a number as well. So on the count of 3, shake my hand according to the number that you are thinking between 1 and 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, Richard. That's kind of awkward. What was the number that you were thinking?
4.
I was thinking 1. Let's try this again. Think of another number between 1 and 5, and I'll think of a number in the same measures. Whenever I count to 3, let's shake each other's hand according to that number. Do you have your number?
Yes.
I have mine as well. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I thought you said you were thinking of 4.
Now I chose 2.
Now you chose 2. Well, how am I supposed to read your mind or what? Let's do this a little bit simpler. I'm thinking of the number 3. What number are you thinking of?
2.
No, what? Let's make it easy and simple. Let's go with the number 2. So on the count of 3, we're going to shake hands twice. All right? 1, 2, 3. Much smoother. Yeah. You know, my friend, everyone communicates, but very few people connect. And as you saw between Richard and I, there was a disconnection between our communication. He was thinking of a certain number. I was thinking of a certain number. and we assumed that we were going to be in sync. You know, that's what takes place so many times in the process of building great teams. The Carnegie Institute of Technology states that 85% of your success is due to your personality, your ability to connect and communicate with others. While shockingly, only 15% of your success has anything to do with your technical skills. But yet so many times we look to develop our technical skills, and yet our teams, our organizations fall apart because we have not put the emphasis on building the communication, on connecting with others who are like-minded in our organizations. In 2014, the Mitchell Communications Group cited that miscommunication costs businesses and organizations an average of $26,000 per employee every year. My question to you, leader, is, do you have a line item for miscommunication? Has miscommunication cost you your best and most valuable team members? Well, here is a solution for you. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 simple secrets on how to gain, and not only gain, but retain your dream team. Let's get started. For over 13 years, I have owned 2 businesses, as well as being the president and the founder of a nonprofit organization in Dallas, Fort Worth. While leading these companies, I encountered the same issues that so many business leaders just like me have encountered. Those issues have been team members not giving their best effort, a revolving door of team members coming in and going out, not being able to find the secret sauce on how to motivate and retain the best team members. So 6 years ago, I had an intense look at myself, and I asked myself the question as I looked in the mirror, literally looked in the mirror. And I said this, I said, Aaron, if you continue going down the same path that you're going, will you arrive at your dream destination? I asked myself that question. And much, probably to your surprise, I answered myself. You know, self-talk is the best talk, my friend. I answered myself and I said, I will not. You know, that hurt me. But I had to be honest and truthful with myself. And this brutally honest answer led me down a path to personal growth and development, in which I discovered a system that I now call the leadership acceleration, or the leader's acceleration system, that has been the number 2 resource that I have used to rewrite my story. You see, part of this self-discovery was that I identified that I was living more out of control than under control. I was more focused on obtaining power than empowering others. And as I committed to this growth process and what I call transformation in my life, I began to see my perspective towards others change. And today I want to paint this picture for you of the 3 simple secrets that I now use in order to gain and retain my dream team. Suppose you and I were just introduced. We would want to know some background about each other. Common questions that we would ask would be something like, where are you from? Are you married? Do you have children? What do you do for work? I would then move into this question because I want to really get to know you, and I would ask you this question. Now, would you say that you are a little bit more outgoing, or would you say that you are a little bit more reserved? You would probably look at me and say, well, I think I have some of both. And you're absolutely right. But in discovering the very best version of you and helping me to understand you the very best, deep down in your heart, here is how you can tell. Outgoing individuals wake up with the energy and with their motor ready to take on the day. And the motor inside of an outgoing individual sounds like this. We typically wake up a little bit early in the morning, ready to take on the world. While those that are a little bit more reserved typically have a process of waking up, and their motor sounds like this. Then whenever they get revved up, it picks up a couple of pitches, and then they end up evening out, leveling out, and if you were to have to describe yourself to someone based on being either outgoing or reserved, what would you say that you are a little bit more outgoing, ready to take on the world whenever you wake up, or a little bit more reserved, where there's a process and you sound like a little bit more steady? You see, one is not better than the other, but they are just different. Outgoing individuals, there's words that describe outgoing individuals. And those words are fast pace, involved, energetic, optimistic, positive, and enthusiastic. While those that are more reserved, the words that describe more reserved individuals are slower paced, cautious, concerned, reluctant, and critical thinking. Neither is better than the other. However, they are solely different.
If you're interested in finding your true purpose, if you're interested in finding your legacy, if you're interested in growing, if you are sick and tired of reading books that don't help you, haven't helped you, or are not helping you, or attending courses and seminars that haven't really had an impact in your life, I invite you to read my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, out now. For more information, go to www.thequestion.co. If you're interested in working with me, contributing, speaking at any of our many events, partnering, or licensing The Best You, for more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
You know, conflict within a team environment, typically there's about a 10 to 20% conflict that derives between the disconnect of individuals on a team from those that are more outgoing and more reserved. 10 to 20% is not that big of a gap. But however, the second question that I would look to identify either within our team or that I would ask an individual is, now, would you say that you are a little bit more task-oriented or a little bit more people-oriented? There's a big difference between those that are more task-oriented and those that are more people-oriented. Those that are more task-oriented, they focus on the goal, and they're less influenced by the opinion of others. Words that describe the task-oriented individuals are procedure, function, programs, plans, projects, and process. Let me ask you this question. Has anybody ever told you, you have hurt my thinking? It probably hasn't been said because that isn't a phrase that is typically used. You have hurt, or the phrase that is used is, you have hurt my feelings. Feelings is derived from those that are more people-oriented. And those that are more people-oriented, the words that describe them are relationships, caring, sharing, emotions, feelings, and friendships. You know, with team members that are more task-oriented, their focus is on getting things done. While those that are more people-oriented, their focus is on meeting the needs of people. See, one is not better than the other, but they are different. And oftentimes there is a disconnect between communication. We said that between those that are more outgoing and more reserved, that 10 to 20% of conflict derives from that disconnect. However, 80 to 90% of conflict in teams, in organizations, derives from a disconnect between those that are more task-oriented and those that are more people-oriented. So therefore, we must do some intentional things as leaders in order to connect with those that are different than us. You know, one of the things that I have said is, we say that we embrace diversity. And typically whenever we use the term diversity, what triggers our thoughts, what comes to our mind is the diversity of ethnicity and people groups. But my question to you is, does your organization or do you embrace diversity of personality styles? When we combine these two observations of, are you more outgoing, or is your team member more outgoing or more reserved? That's observation number one. And observation number two is your team member more task-oriented or people-oriented? You can visualize 4 quadrants. And the 4 quadrants represent the 4 temperaments in the DISC model of human behavior. So in the next few minutes that I still have, I want to share with you 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain your dream team. Starting in clockwise order with the first personality style, which is the dominant style. Say that word with me. Say dominant. The dominant personality style represents the D, the outgoing, task-oriented individual in the DISC model of human behavior. Your team members that are more outgoing and task-oriented, they focus on getting things done, on accomplishing tasks, on getting to the bottom line as quickly as possible, and by making things happen. The secret to leading the dominant or the outgoing task-oriented individual on your team is to emphasize results and give them opportunity to take ownership. This team member responds best to your leadership. Here's secret number 1. When you provide them direct answers, when you stick to business, when you stress goals. If you want to lead them down the road to victory, be brief and be specific with them. Secret number 2, the best way to communicate with this team member is to be clear, is to be specific, is to get to the main point. These individuals think of answering the question, what? What is the bottom line? What are you expecting of me? What is the next thing that I can do? Simple secret number 3, the hot buttons on how to motivate these individuals. Give them challenges, give them choices, give them control, because they like to be in charge of themselves and others. They are their absolute best. The very best version of them comes forth whenever they are in a fast, results-driven environment. And here's a bonus. The value that they bring to the team is that they bring adventure. They bring determination. They bring creativity. And they stress innovation. If you're going to motivate them, here is the motivating statement. I want you to be in charge. That's the dominant, which is the outgoing, task-oriented individual. You see, these individuals will bring so much value to your organization. They will bring so much value to your team. And in order for you to gain and retain them, I just provided you 3 simple secrets for you to do so.
Your company's most valuable assets are the people who make up your company. So you need to invest where it counts the most. Most companies have experienced flawed communication and confusion about goals and outcomes. Yet there is a pattern for the perfect team, one where communication is flawless. There's clarity about mission, and everyone has emotionally bought in, paving the way to greater efficiency. Discover the pattern when you schedule a certified DISC instructor to hold a training for your company. This science-based DISC assessment and training tests individuals privately and reveals to them how much of a D, I, S, or C they are. That is where the ROI is found. Managers will appreciate how they can leverage the team map that their certified DISC instructor builds to reveal how their team personality is positioned and how it can be repositioned for maximum effectiveness. The results are powerful. Increased operational speed, new levels of quality, a higher standard of care, and a creativity up-level. It all happens when barriers to communication are lowered. Imagine what the business could look like when everyone who you work with is empowered to give their absolute best. Invest in your people. They are your business, and the money will follow.
Are you a trainer, coach, or public speaker? I want to inform you how you can become certified in the DISC model of human behavior. You will learn about profound concepts and receive access to a complete set of resources that will enable you to generate additional income as a DISC trainer. Over 2,000 certified consultants can't be wrong. Don't miss out on this unique chance to be certified by the world's best training professional in DISC to open new doors of opportunities for you immediately.
Now let's move on. In clockwise order, the next personality style or the next team member that we're going to discuss is the inspiring style team member. This individual is both outgoing and more people-oriented. These individuals love to interact with others. They love to socialize and they love to have fun. This team member is focused on what others think about them. You see, the secret to leading the outgoing, people-oriented individual, or what we would consider the inspiring team member, is to provide them an environment that is enjoyable and give them recognition. Now, here are 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain the inspiring or the outgoing, people-oriented team member. Secret number 1 is that this team member responds best to your leadership when you provide them an opportunity to verbalize their ideas. When you provide them the environment to influence others, and where their good work is recognized and praised. How do you communicate to these team members? The best secret that I can provide you is to help them turn their talk into practical action steps. You know why? Because these individuals are big dreamers. They dream big, but typically their follow through is not as big as their dream. Help them get organized. The question that they're going to ask is who? Who's going to be there? Who can I lead? Who can I encourage? Simple secret number 3 is when communicating to the inspiring personality style or the outgoing people-oriented individual that is on your team, allow them to express their ideas. Tell them what others who they hold in high value have done. You know, because they bring great value to your team. They bring great value to your organization because they're so imaginative, because of their spontaneity, because they inspire others and they stress interaction. You know, I was training a company in Louisville, Kentucky, not too long ago. And there was an individual that had not yet arrived to the training. But before she arrived, I had already heard so much about her as we were doing introductions to the training team. And I was asking them the questions, what do you do? What is your role in the company? How long have you been with the company? I was hearing some of the leaders and managers saying that they have been working at this company, and many of them for over 30 years. And so that was pretty consistent throughout. So I asked the question, what is the glue? What is the reason why so many of you have been long standing at this company? I was expecting to hear, well, the benefits are so great. Well, the pay is at the top of the industry, but I didn't hear that. What I heard that was so common amongst the attendees, well, we've stayed here, or I have remained in this position, and I come to work every day because I like to interact with Peaches. I said, okay, where's Peaches? They said, oh, she isn't here. She'll come probably a little late. And so I said, what is it about Peaches? And they said, she makes things fun. She makes work fun. She makes it feel like if we're coming to a family because she makes things so exciting. So sure enough, about an hour after we started the training, in walks in a lady who I had not yet met. And this lady walks in while I'm training now. Get this picture. It starts touching her. Oh, good morning, baby. It's so good to see you. It starts touching everybody while I'm training. Not in the middle of a break, but while I'm training. And I said, that's who it is that they've been talking about. And I said, Miss Peaches, will you go ahead and have a seat and stop disrupting our training? And she said, how do you know my name? I said, because they have described you. You see, Peaches had been the glue to why these individuals had been long-standing in this company. The outgoing, people-oriented individuals, they bring inspiration and they stress interaction to the organization and to the team. The way for you to motivate them as a leader is to tell them you can do it. So for time's sake, we need to move on, and we will move fast.
If you're interested in watching the video content of this interview and many others, or interested in learning from world leaders and teachers, go to www.thebestyou.online.
We're going in clockwise order, for we have already discussed the outgoing personality styles, which are the dominant style, which is outgoing and task-oriented. And then we've discussed the inspiring style, which is outgoing and people-oriented. So now let's move in clockwise order and let's discuss the supportive style, which is reserved and people-oriented. See, the reserved and people-oriented individual or the supportive style personality on your team, in your organization, will enjoy relationships, but they love to help and support others. The secret to leading the supportive style team member is to provide a stable environment and show them sincere appreciation. Well, that's different from the outgoing, people-oriented individual. You're absolutely correct. Now, here are the 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain this team member. First of all, this team member, the reserved, people-oriented individual, responds best to your approach when you provide an environment where there is peace and harmony, where there is regular routine of events, where they are not rushed or feel under heavy pressure. You see, you could lead the outgoing, people-oriented individual or the inspiring personality style and tell them, come on, we have a deadline. Let's get it done. And they can perform and they can get it done. However, if you lead the reserved, people-oriented individual in that same manner, they're going to cringe up. The very best version of them does not come forth when they are under pressure. The second simple secret to leading the supportive personality style is to remember that they respond best to your leadership when time is given to help them make changes. When patience is demonstrated by the leader, and when sincere appreciation is shown. Simple secret number 3, when communicating to the supportive personality style team member, use softer tones. Use non-threatening language. The question that they need answered is how? Well, what value do they bring to the team? I'm glad you asked. They bring stability. They bring harmony. They use compatibility, and they stress security. If you really want to motivate this individual, use this statement: I really need your help. That statement is going to empower them that the very best version of themselves will rise up to the occasion, and you will see the very best come forth. Now we're down to the final personality style that we're going to discuss today, which is the cautious personality style. This individual on your team is both reserved and task-oriented. This team member focuses on being correct and accurate. The secret in developing a relationship with the cautious team member, which is both reserved and task-oriented, is that you must bring trust and bring a high level of integrity. This team member thrives in an environment that values facts, that values data, that values structure, order, and excellence. Now, I want to give you the 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain them on your team in your organization. Here they are. Number 1, this team member responds best to your approach when you provide an environment where they are focused, that is logical, and oftentimes be emotionless. Secret number 2, this team member responds best to your leadership when you set a deadline for a task to be completed. When you emphasize the benefits and the realistic results of taking calculated risks. Now, secret number 3, When communicating to this team member, remember to provide them quality answers. Remember to provide them accurate facts and be realistic. The question that they need answered, and they're going to ask this many times, is why. Now, let me tell you this. Whenever this individual asks the question why, many times it is not to challenge your authority, but many times it is to gain a clear picture and a clear understanding, so that way the very best work, the excellence that is inside of them can come forth. Well, what value do they bring to the team? I'm glad you asked. The value that they bring to the team is that they are strong in analyzing data. They use logic. They use objectivity, and they are very consistent. Now, here's the motivating statement. This is the game changer. When you're leading them, tell them this. Tell them, I need your best thinking. And what's going to happen is that the genius in them will rise up. And you will see them shine, and you will see them light up. And it may take a moment for their best thinking to come forth, because they're going to want to make sure that it is their best. But once they deliver to you their best thinking, it's going to be genius. The genius in them will come forth.
Your company's most valuable assets are the people who make up your company. So you need to invest where it counts the most. Most companies have experienced flawed communication and confusion about goals and outcomes. Yet there is a pattern for the perfect team, one where communication is flawless. There's clarity about mission, and everyone has emotionally bought in, paving the way to greater efficiency. Discover the pattern when you schedule a certified DISC instructor to hold a training for your company. This science-based DISC assessment and training tests individuals privately and reveals to them how much of a D, I, S, or C they are. That is where the ROI is found. Managers will appreciate how they can leverage the team map that their certified DISC instructor builds to reveal how their team personality is positioned and how it can be repositioned for maximum effectiveness. The results are powerful. Increased operational speed, new levels of quality, a higher standard of care, and a creativity up-level. It all happens when barriers to communication are lowered. Imagine what the business could look like when everyone who you work with is empowered to give their absolute best. Invest in your people. They are your business, and the money will follow.
Are you a trainer, coach, or public speaker? I want to inform you how you can become certified in the DISC model of human behavior. You will learn about profound concepts and receive access to a complete set of resources that will enable you to generate additional income as a DISC trainer. Over 2,000 certified consultants can't be wrong. Don't miss out on this unique chance to be certified by the world's best training professional in DISC to open new doors of opportunities for you immediately.
You know, today I provided you 3 simple secrets on how to gain and retain your dream team. The reason why is because the Harvard Business Review indicated that 75% of individuals who leave their company, they actually leave their manager. And I believe that the reason why they leave their manager or they leave their direct boss is because their manager or their direct boss failed to empower them according to their unique personality style and their unique design. I started off this talk by telling you everyone does communicate, but very few people connect. And if you want to continue on the road that you're going, will you arrive at your desired destination? You know, in 2014, the Mitchell Communications Group cited that miscommunication costs businesses and organizations just like yours an average of $26,000 per employee every year. I'm just curious, are you okay with miscommunication costing you your dream team member, your dream client, or do you want to do something about it? Would it be okay if I make a suggestion? Let's schedule a one-on-one success strategy session at absolutely no cost. This strategy session is designed for leaders and individuals that are looking to grow their business, that are looking to take their business to the next level, but yet want to do something different. If you want to attain and retain the best team members, if you want to build a healthy team and increase your company revenue in just 90 days, then I invite you to a free one-on-one success strategy session with me. On this fast-paced call, we're going to look at your background, your experience, and where you are currently. And I'm going to get a real clear picture of where it is that you want to go. And we're going to map out a plan to get you to your desired destination. You will leave the call feeling clear, confident, and excited about taking your dive to your next step. To schedule a complimentary 45-minute one-on-one success strategy session, go to the link right there on the screen to schedule your free one-on-one success strategy session. As a special bonus, if you schedule right now, and if you keep your appointment, I'm going to provide you at absolutely no cost a free DISC personality assessment. This will enable you to discover your unique personality style, understand how to operate in your best and highest use, and to maximize client and team relationships. This will help you get your desired results. So go to the link below and schedule your free one-on-one 45-minute success strategy session. I look forward to serving you.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.